All right, welcome back. So we are back on the Infraction today. Went ahead and ran the Vendetta yesterday. Kind of hit a wall, and I'm going to go through that RC and show you what wall I hit. The tires are just ballooning so much that I think it's slowing down the RC. Now, some people were saying that it's the center slipper clutch. We're going to pull that apart and I'll show you that it's not slipping, because I've marked it and checked it every time and it's locked in so tight it's not slipping, and I'm not pulling the trigger hard enough to make it slip. But maybe the gears are slipping, so we'll check that out as well. But this thing right here, some people over there were telling me to change to the 4S line slipper clutch or the BLX slipper clutch on that. And it's not something I'm going to do with the Vendetta. The Vendetta, I want to keep it lightweight, keep the speed going, that kind of stuff. But it could be better going to the BLX slipper clutch. So that's what we have here with all these parts. This is what it's going to take to convert this thing, along with a motor and an ESC combo, into this Infraction, because this stuff has to come out and go back into my Vortex. So I'm not going to run this the way I ran that. I'm going to fully modify this one, because that's what we do. We fully modify them and try to get more speed out of them. And yes, I did order 6 sets of the silver Hoons that are coming out for the Vendetta. Says January 10th. Those tires should be here, and we're going to give them a shot and see how fast we can get those tires going, because those are the options for the speed runs. Those are not, even though they're street tires and they're holding at 100 miles an hour, which I think is awesome. We're going to try the silver ones. And yes, I know I can go foams, but that is going to slow down the car. Foams will slow down your RC, because they don't grow at all. It's kind of like a belted tire. Even a belted tire grows a little bit. Foam tires just don't grow, and they slow down the RC by a couple miles an hour. But it does make it stable. So might have to go to foams eventually, but we're going to try the silver Hoons that are the optional parts. So with this, let's go through what I got for it. Innovation RC had mentioned that 34 tooth Traxxas gear will work on this, and he's absolutely right, because 0.08, if you guys don't know, is 32 pitch, and it will say right on the back, if you guys could read that. So if you're looking for it, it's 0.08. Part number is a 5639. So we're going to give that a shot in the Vendetta, but not right now, not until I get mine. Well, didn't pick up. I have a hot racing motor mount, because they say these bend, so I've always had one, but I haven't bent one. So to do the conversion, you will need 4 slipper pads, not 3. You need 4. You will also need the slipper hub, AR310789. One piece. That's the piece that tends to break, I believe. I don't remember, but I remember for some reason this piece breaking, or it could have been something else. I'm not sure. You will also have to add this little slipper shaft, because we no longer have this long shaft sticking out for the Mega line. So you'll need this little slipper shaft so you can run your drive shaft. AR310881. It's the slipper clutch maintenance set. So that'll give you the screw, the springs, the washers, and all the other stuff you'll need. ARA311033. This stuff adds up, guys. And then, because it's the Infraction and doesn't have the center support bearing, here's the center support bearing to convert this thing over. It gives you the little rubber O-ring, gives you the bearing, gives you the retainer. Part number is AR310878. And then, this is what I want to talk to you guys about. 240 bucks. So people were like, just buy the Infraction over the Vendetta because the Vendetta is just so much money because you're going to change the electronics anyway. This 240 bucks, guys. And yes, I have a Mamba Monster X. And I have a kit. So, the thing is with these kits, and if you read the back of this thing, it is X'd, and it shows you the shaft size, gives you the part number to the ESC, and the motor. Now the motor, this is a 1/8 scale system, extreme 1/10 scale, or on the back, 1/8 scale system, right? 1/8. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, vehicles on 3S up to 6.5 pounds, right? So it's based off weight on what batteries you can run with this thing. And if you're under 4 pounds on an A scale, because everything back here is A scale. I don't know why the front says, oh, it says extreme 1/10 scale, which I think that's what they've upgraded this to 1/10 scale. But I was shocked to find out on this system that they basically want to run this motor on 4S. So, but because we are doing racing and we're doing one speed run, we're going to go off this top. They've X'd short course truck right here because that's what it's designed for. For some reason, 2-wheel, 4-wheel, and that's 3 to 4S is what it says, up to 6.5 pounds. Now remember, we're adding batteries to this, and that's going to add weight to this thing. And I believe that this thing is going to be somewhere around 6.5 pounds, 7 pounds. But we have scales and we will weigh it out. But it says 4S on this motor. Even though the Mamba X takes 6S, motor recommendation is 4S. And I know for a fact that people run this thing on 6S. Let's tear into this thing. I do want to, if there's time, these videos get very, very long. I don't know how much I'm going to show of this, but here you go, guys. You guys watch this thing run 50-something miles an hour. I know Phil Jolly's out there running this thing, and he had a weird number pop up on his GPS today, so this morning. So I figured, you know, I'm going to do a full modification to this thing. I'm going to add the center support bearing because you have to run this center support bearing or you will right here chew up this. And we are going to have to extend these battery straps because I'm going to run this on 6S and I'm going to run the Vendetta on 6S. So we are just going to try to get this thing as close as I can to the Vendetta setup with an aftermarket system instead of an Arrma system in it, or all Arrma parts. I honestly believe all Arrma parts are plenty for this, and most of us have upgraded our felonies, our infractions, all that stuff. We've pretty much already upgraded those. So, and I want to show you that the drive shaft will go in by doing this modification. You don't have to do anything to these drive shafts. You can reuse them. Get the rocks out of here. Oh, come on. There we go. So many rocks. You see these little rocks? They get jammed in there. And then it won't slide properly. See these rocks? And I only ran this on road. I didn't run it off road. And I'm going to probably change the radio out on this thing to get me more range, because the radio that comes with the Infraction is another one that has an issue. So, thanks to Game Changer RC, we're going to run this radio link. At least I think I'm going to run this radio link. I have a radio link for him that he sent down that I'm going to put an extender on, which I got parts on order for. But like everything, parts orders, they just don't come as fast as they used to. I'll show you the part number one more time. AR310878. The instructions are, oh, good, Ziploc bags. Even better. 1, 2, third hole up. Oh, the screw comes from the top. And that thing will go in there. And the bearing will slip down in there. And we're good to go. Bearing is installed. All right, here we go. All right, let's get this motor and ESC out. 14 series motor. Let's take a look, see what we got. Hopefully it's small enough. Yeah, buddy. And it's censored. So here we go. Little 2400 kV 1415 motor, which I think I got a couple of these 1415s too. But we're gonna throw in a new one and see how this thing goes. Really gonna have to spin this one up with the gearing I have. Uh-oh, have my boss calling me. Give me 1 second. All right. Sorry, had the boss calling on the weekends. Telling you guys, I'm been super busy. See if I can get this. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this big pinion in here, but we're going to try. Now this gear, I know I can't put in that way. Oh, and I need a grub screw for that. Use some red. Come on. Oh, that's still not low enough. I'm just putting a little hole so I can get to this pinion gear. A little lower. Because it's a fat gear. That'll work. So this housing doesn't have a metal motor mount on the brushed version. So you have to buy a whole metal housing. But this should work for speed gearing, but that's another thing that's different on the Infraction, is that the housing is plastic. So hopefully that motor doesn't move. So let's pop this in. So it's going to be kind of tough to make this thing as bulletproof, I feel, as the Vendetta. So it might be better just to buy it in a Vendetta. So let me get this thing in here, see how this thing works. There we go. I thought the drive shaft might have been different for a minute there. Well, I got the center support bearing in there now. Get the O-ring where it goes. There is all these little differences on this setup that you don't find out, and this is why I like to take things apart when reviewing stuff, because then I can see the differences. This one I haven't spent a lot of time with yet. I know Phil Jolly has. I wish some of this stuff he would show, but definitely the whole housing is different. So another good thing to learn. So we went ahead, got the center support bearing in there and got our motor in there. And we are going to get the XLX, the Mamba X on here. Little tiny ESC, I'll tell you that. That sensor wire up, power wire up, just like that. B. Some tiny, tiny wires. C. Then we're going to push all this stuff in here. A, B, C. This will be our battery plug over to here. Then I'll have to mount down the switch, and I will be able to run sensor. It's easy to take off the glue anyway. Like that. Right on top of the steering servo. There we go. Not too bad. I just have to get a battery connection. There we go. That's going to end this video of turning this Infraction over to brushless. So we learned a couple of things. One, motor mount's completely different. Center support bearing. Definitely ordered the wrong spur, but you know the drive shaft does work, whether it's the old BLX or the new one. But the whole motor transmission case is different because it doesn't come with this metal motor mount, the BLX motor mount. So we'll have to get one of those cases. And definitely I ordered the wrong spur gear from Hot Racing. That is not the spur gear. So, but overall, I'll get a spur ordered up, and I have all the other parts to make that work. But there we go, guys. We're going to get this thing out. We're going to run it with the Vendetta, and we'll see how it goes. See if we got it geared up enough. So it looks like I put in the, I think it was a 54 spur or a 57. I think it's a 54. And then a 25 tooth pinion. And that should give me over 70 miles an hour. I hope. Especially on a castle system. And we'll run it on 4S to begin with. But there we go, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching.